Ladies and gentlemen, hello. This is Debo over at LandSayGo, and today we have Ladies and gentlemen, hello. This is Debo over at LandSayGo, and today we have a community deck tech submission that we're going to be playing. And then I also came up with a different sideboard than what they currently had. But let's go ahead and just jump right into it and break it on down. This is by our community member Nicko. You may have recognized some of his other decks that he's submitted before. So he is a repeat submitter. So he has a deck here that he calls Blue-White Tron, and I have to say I actually kind of like this deck quite a bit. And there's a lot of really cool synergies in here. Sideboard was a little bit weird for me, so that was the main thing that I changed in my version of it. And hopefully tonight we can play both versions and see how well they do. But let's go ahead and break it on down. So he basically has kind of like this construct theme for his creatures, and then he also is just running some value artifacts in the main board as well. So he let's just go ahead and break down the creatures real quick. So he's running 4 Steel Overseer. Overseer is very powerful. You can tap to put a +1/+1 counter on each artifact creature you control, which also includes itself. It's a modern staple, and it's cool to see it reprinted in standard here. Voltaic Servant allows us to untap an artifact at the end of our end step here, or excuse me, at the beginning of our end step, which means if we tap our Steel Overseer, we can then use the Voltaic Servant to untap it to be able to get double activations or triple activations, depending on how many of these we have. We're also going to be running a single Sai, Master Thopterist. Sai is a very, very powerful card in this deck, being able to create a 1/1 colorless Thopter whenever we cast an artifact is going to be very impactful, because if you can't tell, most of the spells that we're casting here is an artifact. And then we also have the added ability of paying paying 1 in a blue and sacrificing 2 artifacts to draw a card. So not only do we get flyers, but we also get the added ability of being able to draw cards. So he is going to be very important for us as we move on. We're running a single copy of him. We're also running a single... go back to the creatures here. We're running 3 Scuttlemates. Scuttlemutt is a scarecrow, not a construct this time around, but 3 mana, 2/2, decent stats for an artifact creature. And it has tap, add 1 mana of any color, which is great. And you can also tap, and target creature becomes the color or colors of your choice until end of turn. Okay, that seems kind of neat. It's one of those things where, you know, if we were running maybe some color protection spells or something like that, it would be more important. I think that there may be a couple of other spells that may be a little bit better for this. However, the tap to add 1 mana of any color is likely the reason he's running this spell, because we're wanting to get a lot of mana going, so that way we can have some really big turns. We're also running a single copy of Skittering Surveyor in this 3-drop slot. For 3 mana, we have a 1/2. When it enters the battlefield, we can search our library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into our hand. So that's just another way for us to be able to kind of fix our mana. We're running pretty heavy in colorless mana. So if we needed to get a double white or a blue mana source or something like that, Skittering Surveyor can get that for us. And then lastly, we'll be running a single Traxos, Scourge of Krug. He's a 4 mana 7/7 with trample, legendary artifact creature, and then he has the ability that when he enters the battlefield, he enters tapped, and he doesn't untap on your untap step. Seems bad, right? Well, whenever you cast a historic spell, you untap Traxos. And the thing is about this list is we are casting pretty much entirely historic spells. So I could definitely see him being having a really big impact for us when he comes down. Now let's go ahead and get into some of our non-creature artifacts. We're also running a single copy of Manifold Key. This allows us to pay 1 and tap to untap another target artifact. It only costs 1 mana to get down. And we can also pay 3 and tap to have target creature can't be blocked this turn. Now, if we can make Traxos not be blocked, that's free 7 damage every turn. That's pretty big. And the fact that you can use your Voltaic Servant to either untap your Manifold Key or untap your Traxos, seems like it has a really good synergy here to be able to, you know, untap some really important things. Not to mention just being able to untap your Steel Overseer is really good value. We will also be running 2 Guild Globe. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card, and you can pay 2, tap it, sacrifice it, and add 2 mana of different colors. So again, if we're looking for double white for something like our time wipes that we have in the list here, Guild Globe could be really important for us. We're also running 3 Treasure Map. Treasure Map's really good against control strategies. So being able to have it come in on turn 2, and then scrying for the next 3 turns, or maybe not with Manifold Key or Voltaic Servant. And then being able to have the ability to flip it, get a few treasures to ramp us more, or draw cards. Seems really decent. We're also running a single copy of Mana Geode. Again, just trying to create big mana. Getting that scry feels really good. 4 Power Stone Shard has entered this list. Power Stone Shard is extremely powerful. 3 mana, tap it, create a colorless for each artifact you control named Power Stone Shard. So if you have 2 out, they both tap for 2 mana. So that's now creating 4 colorless mana. If you have 3 out, that's creating 9 colorless mana. There is a lot of power that can be had here with this. We are also running a single copy of the Antiquities War. This is just one of our win conditions. If we can't get it with Traxos or Steel Overseer, we can definitely get it with the Antiquities War. Being able to dig 5 deep for an artifact is going to be really powerful. And then on that third ability there, we can have our artifacts become 5/5s until end of turn. And that's all artifacts, Manifold Key, Guild Globe, etc. We're also running 2 Karn Scion of Urza. The Karn Struct tokens are going to be huge in this list. So this is a very good card to be putting in here. We can also +1 and reveal the top 2 cards of our library. And then our opponent chooses one, that goes to our hand, the other one goes into exile with a silver counter on it, and we can -1 to bring excuse me, any card in exile with a silver counter on it into our hand. And then here we have Karn the Great Creator. Now, Karn the Great Creator is good because it allows us to tutor things up from our sideboard. Well, it has the added benefit of our opponents can't activate abilities on their artifacts. However, that tutoring ability allows us to get something from exile or the sideboard. So if we have something, say with Karn Scion of Urza in exile, we can get that. If something else happens to get exiled, we can get that back instead. So there's some really cool things like Mystic Forge. If we're running 3 copies of that. If we do the tap, pay 1 life, and we have a card that we don't necessarily want just yet, but maybe we can get it later with our Karn, then we can pay the 1 life, exile it, and get it back later. So it's definitely some really good things. Mystic Forge is also really interesting in this list because it allows us to cast artifacts or other colorless non-land cards. This is just off the top of our library. It's basically an artifact experimental frenzy. It's arguably not as good as experimental frenzy, but having these abilities to untap the Mystic Forge is a way for us to be able to break it and be able to dig deeper into our list to be able to find the impactful things that we need to get. And then the last ability here on Karn, just to get back to him real quick. Hey, Royal One with Cheese. Yeah, so we're running a list called Blue-White Tron. It's from a user-submitted list here from Nicko, and it's pretty cool. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The other +1 here with Karn is it allows us to give one of our non-creature artifacts. Basically, we get a creature where its power and toughness is equal to its converted mana cost. We're also running 2 Ugin. Makes all our stuff cheaper to cast pretty much. And we also get to dig through our deck a little bit more with its colorless spirit tokens, and we can destroy target permanents that are basically have any color in it. So that's the basic list. We're also running a single copy of Blaststone, a single copy of Karn's Bastion, 4 Mobilized District, and then 2 Zalfirian Void, and then just a couple plains, islands, Glacial Fortress, Hallowed Fountain, etc., etc. And then we go to the sideboard here. So you'll notice that we have a bunch of one-offs, right? So this is going to be pretty interesting breakdown. So 1 Bag of Holding. If we're up against a heavy discard, heavy type of a list, Bag of Holding can be really great for us. It's also just good because we can use it, untap it, use it again. And then when we pay that 4 to tap, we can return all cards exiled with Bag of Holding and put it back into our hand. Another thing to note. Oh, hey Nick. Hey Nick, how you doing, man? Another thing to note is that when Bag of Holding, when things are exiled from you discarding it, and it gets exiled from your graveyard, you can actually get that, if it's an artifact, you can get it back with your Karn, the Great Creator. So it's kind of a cool little synergy there. We have another Manifold Key. Navigator's Compass is a way for us to be able to get colored mana or the life gain if we really need it against like a burn list. Wand of Vertebrae can be really good against decks that are trying to mill us or just kill our things real fast, so we can get this down, crack it, and then get back a few things that our opponents blew up that we really needed. We have Prismite, which is pretty decent as well. It's one of those things where, you know, if we're needing a certain type of mana, we just have a bunch of colorless mana, we can play Prismite and use that specific colored mana. This is a little bit of a weaker option. There's other things I think we could be running here. Gargoyle Sentinel. This is where he starts to lose me a little bit. I don't know why he's running it. I mean, maybe just as a chump blocker if you need to get it. I think there's better things you could be running. Especially since we're only running one Karn Great Creator. We don't necessarily want to be going full hog wild in this type of strategy. You know, maybe we could instead be running some counter spells or something like that in the list. But anyways, this basically loses Defender and gains Flying if you pay 3 into it. I don't think it's that great in the list, but he's got it in here. Iron Bully, another one that I don't think is that great in the list. It's a 3-mana 1/1 with Menace, and then you can put a +1/+1 counter on a creature when it enters the battlefield. It's just another way for us to get proliferation counters, but I think there's better options. Magistrate Scepter. Yeah, Nick, no Chromatic Lanterns in this list. And I didn't put any in my version of the list either, but because I think we have enough mana fixing in there. But yeah, it's weird. So we're running a single copy of Magistrate Scepter. So with the Karn's Bastion and things like that, we can start proliferating, putting counters on it, things like that. And then when we remove 3 counters from it, we can take an extra turn. And what's really cool is we can start pumping a whole bunch of counters on this. Let's say 6 or 9. Then we're using our Manifold Keys or our Voltaic Servants to untap it, and we can take like 2-3 extra turns. So this is probably going to go in against a control strategy, something that's going to be a little bit slower, but yeah, it can be really impactful for you. Retributive Wand, 3 mana, pay 3 mana into it, tap it, deals 1 damage to any target, and then when it is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to any target. So this could be good. However, I don't think it's that great in this list. If you're running something like the Skilled Animator or something like that, I think that would be better to fit with this one, or more of the Karn Great Creators. It could be a little bit better. I think there's better options that we could be running in here instead. However, it is important to note that if you're in a board stall, it does take away your opponent's life total, so you could win the game with it. He also has Sky Scanner in here. When it enters battlefield, you draw a card. Again, there could be a better option, but if you need a chump blocker, you need a flying chump blocker, and you need to draw a card, yeah, it's a decent option. Mystic Forge, if we needed to tutor one up, we can go get it. But also having one in the sideboard here protects it from like Unmoored Ego. Because Mystic Forge is going to be one of those cards that they're probably going to want to Unmoored Ego. It's just really good. Pattern Matcher, this one's actually pretty interesting. Oh. Reconnect. Come on, Arena. Anyways, there we go. Gotta get back in it. Alright, back to the sideboard. Okay, so Pattern Matcher. When it enters the battlefield, it's 4 mana, hopefully cheaper with Ugin. but it's a 3/3 for 4 mana, and when it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card with the same name as another creature you already control. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. All right. We are on to Vanquisher's Banner. Again, like I said, he's kind of having like a control or a construct theme here. It's one of those things where you probably get this if you're going to be playing a lot of your constructs. I don't know. I think it's probably one of the weaker options in the sideboard here, mainly because we don't have a ton of constructs. We have some, and I just think there's better options again. Meteor Golem, 2 of them. Makes sense. We want to blow up things. We have a lot of mana, so being able to get this is going to be really important for us. All right, let's go ahead and let's take a look at what I would change in the sideboard. I wouldn't really change much in the main board. Sideboard, I added in a couple of Grafdigger's Cages. I think this card's going to be really good. We don't really have a whole lot of ways to get things back from our graveyard, so being able to stop our opponents from doing that's going to be pretty good. I left in the Manifold Key and the Navigator's Compass and the Wand of Vertebrae. I mean, these may not work together, the Grafdigger's Cage and the Wand of Vertebrae, but it's okay. I left the Prismite in. However, I'd probably run Sorcerer's Spyglass over this one, just because there's a lot of Planeswalkers still floating around, and I think the Sorcerer's Spyglass is going to be a little bit better. Chaos Wand, I added this one in. Chaos Wand's a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of mana. We're going to be able to untap it. I think this was an oversight not putting it in the list. A single copy of Magistrate's Scepter against, same as before. He didn't have Transmogrifying Wand. I think that was a bit of an oversight as well. We want ways to be able to blow up things that we can't normally blow up. This is just a way that we can do it. Left in the other copy of Mystic Forge, left in the Pattern Matcher, and then I brought in the Immortal Sun. Yes, I know this stops our own Planeswalkers. However, 2 of our Planeswalkers has static abilities that allows us to be able to use this, but it stops our opponent's Planeswalkers, and that's going to be the biggest thing. So if we're running up against the Planeswalker list, we can bring this in. I think it's going to be very powerful. And then we also are leaving in the 2 Meteor Golems to be able to blow things up as needed. So that's what we have. And let's go ahead and try out his version of the list, and we'll play a few rounds with it, and then we'll go in and play the few rounds with my list if we can. All right, I believe it's traditional ranked is what we want. Go ahead and put Nicko's blue-white Tron in there. So Nick, how you doing tonight, brother? Doing pretty good? All right. Oh, it is important to note that the new set, Throne of Eldraine, now has a couple of spoilers. We also have some spoilers for a Brawl theme thing that's going on. I don't know if that's going to be Brawl specific or if it's going to be playable in Standard. I'm just not sure. All right, well, we got a 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana play. If we can get a 3rd mana, we can get this down and get our 4 mana plus an Ugin. We can keep that. Give it a try. All right. This will just chump this forever, which is pretty great. Get down the Howl Fountain tapped. Luckily, this does not hit creatures. It only hits Planeswalkers. Ooh, a Cavalcade list. Okay. Dangerous. Very dangerous. We may be too slow for Cavalcade. Unfortunately, this is going to put a stop to our Steel Overseer, I think. Let's see, let's read this. Oh no, just a player or Planeswalker. Okay, so we can start getting down the Steel Overseer. Probably get down the Skittering Surveyor next turn if we can. If not, we'll do Steel Overseer. Okay. Wow. That is horrifying. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Oh. Wow. Look at this. Cavalcade with Chandra's Spitfire. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. We're gonna be a little slow on the uptake here. I guess we'll just all attack, see if he blocks. And we get to untap it anyways. He's gonna do that. Alright. Land party. Yeah, Jeremy may have been talking about that earlier. I may just not have been listening. But yeah, that's wow, that's fast with Cavalcade. It also gets the trigger with Cavalcade. Yeah.
Pyromancer extraordinaire.
Yikes.
Hey, these little guys are great.
Alright. Yep. Is this turn 3 win? I mean, yeah, that's a turn 3 win. Jesus. I mean, woo! Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know if we can beat that, to be honest. Not with this list. That was insanity. Maybe we should have like Teferi in the sideboard or something. Yowza. Okay, we can bring in Navigator's Compass, maybe a Bag of Holding, just to filter through our deck more. Probably take out maybe a Treasure Map and a Mana Geode and go like that. That was really fast. That was insane. Turn 3, 16 flying damage in the air. Jesus. Alright, yeah, we'll play first. Okay. Got a Time Wipe. Can maybe help us. Yeah, we got a Mobilized District. It's alright. It's not great, but it's fine. Hallowed and tap. Jesus, was that... Yeah, I probably should listen to Jeremy. Oh no, is he on track to do it again? Maybe. Alright, guess we want to get a white source down again. I'm gonna get Cavalcade down. No, thank God. Alright. Alright, 3 damage. It's fine. We'll stabilize. yeah, there's not a ton of removal in this list. I think the idea was to go big with the creatures. But I mean, if you can't, you can't. You know what I mean? I mean, luckily we can time wipe next turn if we really need to. Yikes! 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 Yeah. Yeah. Alright. How do we want to do this? We have 4 or 5 mana available to us. I mean, let's get down. I mean, we just gotta pop it. It's doesn't feel good, but I think that's what we gotta do. And then we can get down like Mobilized District, Psy for next turn. Hopefully we draw into an artifact to be able to start flooding the board a little bit more. But yikes. Alright. That's good. Okay, so we'll get down Mobilized District, get down Psy. And then next turn we can get down Mystic Forge. Unfortunately we can't do it this turn. But we get down Mystic Forge. The pain in the life's gonna hurt if we need to. But I mean, it gets us a Thopter. Lightning strikes the face, okay. You draw a land to get down his big thing that he needs. Lava Quill. Oh, that sucks. Alright, resolves. Bye, Sai. Didn't get to do much. Alright, Mystic Forge. Let's see what we get. We have a land on top. That sucks. Alright. Well, if we need to, we can always pay the life to get rid of it. But, against this list, I don't know if we'd want to. Yeah, Sai hasn't seen a whole lot of play, but I think he's good. We're only running a single copy in this list. Yeah, hitting us for 2. I think I might do this. Pay the life, exile it. We need something really impactful here. Alright. Let's see what our opponent does. Light up the stage. Okay. Finally hit his mountain. Into another light up the stage. Gross. Yep, resolves. Yowza. You can do a ton of damage next turn. Alright, well. I mean, hey, that's what we needed, I guess. Alright, so I guess the question is, can we stabilize enough? So he can play Fanatical Firebrand, play 2 more hasty creatures, maybe a 3rd. Then we can block 1. Go down to 1. Yeah, I only have 1 mobilized district at the moment, but you're right. I will not forget. Yep, resolve. Resolve. All right. Should I do this now before he attacks? I'm gonna do it now before he attacks. Yeah, flip it and scoop. Yeah. He's trying to see if he's going to make something. Alright. Resolve all. 2, 3. I don't think this is going to work how he thinks it's going to work. So, pass the blockers. And then we will go ahead and hit the Firebrand, I believe. No. We'll get this guy, the guy that can force things to not block. Nice. Oh, I mean, what can you do? That new mono red list, holy crap. Wow, is that good. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if this list is gonna do very well. Sorry, Nicko. I'm doing my best. Alright, let's try it again. Traditional ranked. Nicko's Blue Light Tron. Yeah, that's right. Land party, stinky and full of danger. Man, that Chandra's familiar or whatever it was. Chandra's Elemental. Holy heck, was that thing good in this list. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That was really, really good. Yeah, this is decent. Some late game stuff, some early game stuff. Plus Karn's Bastion, Mobilized District. Yeah, we're good. Spitfire. Okay. Hallowed Fountain tapped. Next turn, depending on how aggressive our opponent is, we're going to get down the Voltaic Servant. Hopefully it's not another mono red list. And that's Okay, it's not. Go ahead and get down Karn's Bastion. Yeah, we'll get done the Servant. We'll just go ahead and do that. See if he has Thought Erasure. Probably takes like a Karn or Ugin. Which kind of sucks, but oh well. Does this hear it? Thought Erasure? I mean, luckily we have... Ooh, no. Search. Sweet. Okay. You get to keep it for another turn. We'll go Plains this time. And Guild Club. To draw a card. Into a land. That's good. Good. We'll untap. We'll take Servant. So now he's gonna start setting things up here. But next turn we get down a Karn unless he plays a Thought Erasure or a Duress, or holds up in a counterspell. I guess you could do that too. And then sooner or later we get to get down Ugin. Seems really good. We could be representing here. What's it? The mono blue, single blue counterspell. I can't. It's escaping me at the moment. Oath of Kaya. That sucks. That's alright. We get to get down Mobilize District and Karn. And we'll go ahead and take up. Time Wipe or land. Probably gives us the land. Yep. That's fine. Yep, the value train has left the station. Little does he know that the lands are okay. Because we have Ugin. And I like the synergy between Time Wipe and Ugin as well. Because no matter what you do with the creature... sure, we'll go ahead and discard the island. Ooh, another Ugin? Okay. Go ahead and get down... Glacial... Nah, we'll do Holocron. Taps. We're gonna wait to blow up the board, see if he has another creature. We'll just go ahead and take Karn up.
You may regret that choice.
Mystic Forge or land's gonna give us the land, probably. Yeah, that's fine. And then next turn we get to get Ugin, blow up Basilica Bellhaunt. We could mobilize District if we wanted to, but probably not. But yeah, so the Ugins are nice. Getting the Time Wipe down is going to be nice. I do want to blow up the Search eventually. It is going to be really good for our opponent here. Teferi. Oh, he's going to tuck the Karn maybe? Hopefully it's not leaving up Counterspell. Yep. Touch the Karn. That's fine. I mean, I'm always fine with drawing Karn again. And that allows us to blow up Teferi. Glacial Fortress. Ugin.
Recklessness and fear are the seeds of disaster.
Yeah.
Really should have seen that coming.
That's fine. He's going to be able to kill it, but we have another one for next turn if we really wanted to. We can also Time Wipe. Maybe it would have been better to Time Wipe there. I don't know. I don't think so. I think that's the better line. Just blowing up Teferi. And there's another one. Yeah, we can always blow it up again, but...
You show remorse. No time for a break.
He does get the ability to untap lands, though, this time around, which sucks. Yep. Okay. Well, play Glacial Fortress. So we can Ugin again. Hopefully. Blow up Basilica Bellhaunt this time around. We could time wipe, play voltaic key, or voltaic servant. Play Ugin again like next turn to blow up Teferi, assuming he doesn't have. We just Ugin. We'll Ugin and tick up.
When you understand reality,
Get the Karn onto the field.
truth lies beyond vision.
And we'll pass. I guess we could have gotten down the voltaic servant. Oops. Probably has a removal spell for this. We'll see. Either way, we get it back. I think he can see that it's a Karn, so it may prevent him to not wanting to attack. Instead, maybe use Teferi to tuck the Ugin. Well, the reason why I say he may have been able to see it is it does show you when you tuck something, it shows you that that's at the top of the library again. So because it would have shown him that, maybe it would have shown him on his side of the field that he can see it.
Not so fast.
Alright, yeah, so he's doing the tuck like I thought he would. That's fine. He may not attack, which is fine. Okay. Just gonna blow up the Scion here. Sure. You get to have it back. Ah, nice. Now the question is, does he take the Karn or does he take the time wipe? Takes the Karn. Okay. Well, let's see if we draw my other Karn. That'd be great. That'd be great. We'll take Servant. Not my other Karn. Let me get that down. Yeah, I think we just time wipe. And then get down Servant. We have an Ugin coming up again pretty soon. 2 turns. Teferi's going to be a little bit ways off. See if he has another one of those Basilica Bell Haunts. It's a good card. But if you notice, when it went to my hand, he was able to see that it was Karn. So I think it was just revealed the entire time. Oh, no. That's not good. Yikes.
The fabric of the multiverse obeys me.
Yikes.
A king's choice.
Uh-huh. I see. I guess I'll give him Tyrant Scorn. I see. Well. Sorry, Nicko. I don't think my sideboard would be able to help with this very well. I try to keep it to... It's pretty much on theme. And we're just also drawing like the wrong half of our deck, too. So, yeah. Let's... Cool. Cool. At least we have a mobilized district. Yep. You may forget about that. Unfortunately, though, we can't really do too much against the Bell Haunt. We will resolve that Search for Azcanta. He has hit all 4 Teferis. That's pretty rough. Yeah, resolve.
Let's skip to the good part.
Not much more I can do. You'll be able to dig and then untap and then dig again. Yikes.
I'll make use of that.
Yeah, I guess take the Glacial Fortress. Well, I guess the thought ratio would have been fine there. I don't have anything in hand.
Ethan itself serves me.
Alright, well, Graft Digger's Cage seems decent. Here's the hero. Yep. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna win this one, guys.
Right on schedule.
I don't think we're gonna win this one. It's okay though. Yeah, resolve. That's a good thing to bounce. Don't want to kill this, but kind of have to. Start saving my life total a little bit. He's gonna get a card to his hand. I mean, that's the power. He can just also play this out second main phase. That's pretty rough. Past the blockers. Yep. There we go. Block. I mean, second main phase, he plays the Otakaya, kills my mobilized district. Yep, resolve. Resolve. There it goes. Yeah, I mean, this one's pretty lost at the moment. We need like another time wipe. All right, we got our Ugin. Not much good it's gonna do here, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna call it. Our opponent's got it. Too far ahead. All right, Graph Digger's Cage seems okay, I think. Let's take a look at the sideboard here. All right, so we've got Bag of Holding, seems good. Put that in. Probably take that instead of Manifold Key. Retributive Wand, maybe? Maybe, seems okay. Magistrate Scepter, maybe? I think Wand of Vertebrae would be good. Meteor Golem. Can maybe bring those two in. Put one in. We'll search for the other one with Karn. Okay, so we can take out, say, the Mana Geode. Probably a Scuttlemutt. What else do we have that we can put in here? We can tutor up the Magistrate Scepter. Oh, yeah, that's right. Graph Digger's Cage is in my sideboard, not this one. Yeah. I think that's about it. Maybe Vanquisher's Banner? Maybe? It's not a great sideboard, unfortunately. Like, put in Banner over Mystic Forge. Do something like that. Anything else we'd rather take out for the Mystic Forge? Skittering Surveyor. Maybe. Alright, let's run it like that. Yeah, we don't have a lot of answers in the sideboard. Oh, the sideboard definitely needs some help. And I don't even think my sideboard, when I was trying to keep it as on theme as possible, would do much against the two decks that we played so far. So we may need to just take a look at that again. All 3 mana stuff, but if we draw a land, we can do it. We can just go off. We'll try it. Hopefully we draw a land. Got a scry. Alright, there's a land. We will go off with this, hopefully. Luckily we have redundancy. But if he thought erasures, he probably takes Power Stone Shard. Because that's what gives us the... Alright, hero. I guess we could put down... Scuttlemutt to block. And if he wants to trade, we'll make that trade. If he has Kaya's Oath of Kaya, it'll feel kind of bad, but at least this way we have... You gonna try to Thought Erasure me now? I don't know. There's options. You could have Thought Erasure, you could have Duress. Cast down. Oath of Gaia. Yeah. That's fine. It's fine. We'll be okay. Hopefully. Time wipe would be important at some point. Yeah. I mean, do we want to just start getting down Power Stone shards? Do Power Stone shard, Scuttlemutt. Next turn. That's lame.
I'm known for my excellent
Bounce
timing.
the shard. Oh, good. Alright, well. Makes us not want to play our Scuttlemutt, but I guess it wasn't our Power Stone shard. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get this down. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana available to us, plus 6 with that. If we want to do like Skittering Surveyor into Scuttlemutt. Alright. Power Stone Shard. Do Skittering Surveyor. We need another white source. So we'll go ahead and get white. Play that. And we'll just go ahead and Scuttlemutt. That's a pretty big turn. Feels pretty good.
This might be a bad idea.
So we do have a ton of mana at the moment. Yeah, he's going to kill the Scuttlemutt probably. Yep. You can start blocking the 1/1s, but feels pretty bad. Alright, well, we'll just no blocks. You can get down Voltaic Servant next turn. Ooh, that's a good draw. That's really annoying. It's so annoying. The fairy. Yep. Bye, Meteor Golem. Bye-bye. And bye-bye. Alright, well, we'll pass. Leave up our blockers this time. Yep. Do you have another Thought
I'll
Erasure?
protect you.
Or a Duress? Does not attack. Alright, well, I'm staving off the board here a little bit. And a Duress? Yeah. Sure. Luckily, it's not something he can take. Gives us a another blocker. So that's decent. Go ahead and play him out. That's the turn. Eventually, he's just going to start swinging. It's Fairy Hero. Yep.
I can no longer stand by and watch.
Yep.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Maybe he draws into a counter spell or another discard spell. It would be nice to be able to get
I've got time.
a time wipe and be able to resolve it. I don't know if we'll be able to. Even like a Karn would be good. Alright, well at least this is now something that we can do. Probably won't blow up the hero, but we can blow up like Big Teferi or Baby Teferi here. That's fine. This gives us, and we can, with the Power Stone Shards alone, we can start adding 2 counters to this a turn. Plus we have this stuff over here. No attacks. Alright, let's see what our opponent does. I mean, we'll be able to blow up his most impactful one. I don't know if it's going to be this Teferi or if it's going to be that Teferi. I mean, this one will win him the game if we don't blow it up, so it might have to be that one. This one's just going to be really annoying for us. Yep.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
I mean, being able to blow up on 3 will also kill the Okaya. Resolve, yep. Yowza. Alright. Well, that sucks. Too bad we can't take off a counter. Yep. Alright, well, we will mobilize a district. And take 6, kill hero. Try to pump up the blast zone. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. We get at 4. Alright. We will pass the blockers. Yep, pass. Alright. And then does he have a follow-up? Okay. Alright, we will put on 2 counters. And X is 2 is what we want. Make it 3, blow up those 3. Kill those 2 things. Yep. Wow. Alright, well, I mean, not much we can do about that. Guess it does blow up our Power Stone Shards. But, I mean, there's not a ton that we could be doing. Yeah, it's GG. We just didn't have enough answers.
Hold that thought.
Well, I'll play it out, but he's got it. All right, well, 0 and 3, not doing too great. We'll try it again. Yeah, again, even the sideboard that I put together, I was trying to keep it pretty on theme with what Nicko was trying to do. I just don't think it's enough. We really need to have, there's just not enough aggression in his list not to be running enough kill spells or anything like that. We have very little answers in the main board. And in his sideboard, not even very many answers there either. This is probably going to be our best way to win. This can be the Antiquities War. So yeah, we'll keep this. Probably should have been running for Antiquities War. But he's not. Alright. A little slower on the uptick for our opponent. Yeah, any of those would be good in the sideboard. Any of those would be good in the sideboard. I went for the more on theme, like mono artifact idea that he had. But I agree with you, Land Party. Ixalan's Binding, Prison Realm, Lyra, Gideon. Gideon would be really good. Dovin. I'm actually surprised Dovin's not in this list. Just from seeing it, I would probably... Ooh, Steel Overseer. That's pretty good. I almost just kind of want to get that down, to be honest. We'll take it slow. Next turn we can Mystic Forge, maybe get something off the top. See how fast our opponent is with their Priest of Forgotten Gods here. One, two, three, four. Alright, opponent swings in. Yeah, we've got the treasure map in there and the Antiquities War. I think Antiquities War with Smothering Tide would be pretty hilarious. Alright, so we have 5 mana. I guess we'll Mystic Forge. I mean, we're not taking a whole lot of damage here. That's okay. It is important to note that he's going to be able to probably next turn get this activation off the Priest of Forgotten Gods. So, let's see what we got. Steel Overseer, or the Voltaic Servant, excuse me. Can I play a land? I cannot. Okay. At least we can get like Voltaic Servant down plus our other creatures, so we can start just building up synergies with that. Let's see if he's got the skeleton that he can get back from the graveyard. That would be the best option for him to play here. He swings out with the Orzhov Enforcer, he plays the skeleton, he then activates the priest. If he doesn't, we get to have a pretty big turn next turn. Alright, he does not. Just swings out. Okay, it's not too bad. We'll see what we can do here. So, yeah, my turn. He's leaving up his mana. It's a land, unfortunately. Alright. Corn's Bastion. I think before we do that, we'll go ahead and pay the 1 life. And we'll exile the land here. And see what we hit. Ooh, Sai. Does that change how we want to play this? Man, because we could like Sai next turn. 1, 2, 3 plus something else, get another token. Maybe we leave back Steel Overseer and get down like Scuttlemutt. Voltaic Servant. Untap the Mystic Forge. I mean, Sai's gonna be really good for us. We can get down Sai, get down Steel Overseer, Mycothopter. And then start going towards our Antiquities War. And win with a bunch of flying 5/5s. Yeah. I mean, we're not going to activate it, but because we want the Sai. But that's pretty interesting here, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to take up Blasto. Is he just going to blow it up now and get rid of the Voltaic Servant? I mean, get rid of his stuff too. Probably not. wonder what he's sticking up to. I mean, it's important to note that he doesn't know what we have in hand, unlike our last opponent, who definitely did know what we had in hand quite often. Let's see. What does our opponent do here? Nothing? Does he pass? The attack? Probably attacks with that guy? Sure. I'll take it. Yep. Now we can play a creature and then priest. That's pretty good. I mean, he's got to do it now. I guess not. I guess we try to get rid of the Scuttlebutt. I mean, doesn't matter. He's gonna be able to priest now. He may wait till the end of my turn, but little does he know at the end of my turn is gonna be really good. So. Let's see, what do we have? What's he gonna do? My turn? Alright. You get the Psy. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good with where we're at the moment. Do a Psy. Get down the Steel Overtier off the top. Make a Thopter. You gonna pop this now? Oh, please pop it now. Sweet. Wow. Sure. I mean, I guess he's gonna try to use like Cast Down or something once he resolves. Getting it set up to do it again next turn. We will Steel Overseer. That's true. Blast Zone's on 2. Luckily we have a 0, 2, and 3 here. Doesn't have enough mana to be able to do the Blast Zone though. Do we need the land? No. I think we just... We'll do this. See if we hit a 1-drop. Nope, another land. That's fine. We'll get it next turn. Alright, so it did hit the land. So he could blow up the Steel Overseer. Let's see if he pumps this up to try to hit Psy next turn. It is important to note, if he does hit Psy, it also hits the Power Stone Shard, which puts us off mana. I want to be a little bit leery about, weary about putting down the Antiquities War with the Blast on the battlefield. I do have a Karn's Bastion, so we can maybe pop it a little bit sooner. But it would be nice to be able to tap the Overseer, put counters on things. Karn's Bastion. Do the rigmarole. Yep. I have a feeling we're going to try to bump it up to 3. Yep. Jeez. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well. Jeepers. I mean, we'll leave 1 in hand. This will also allow us to Karn's Bastion. We got another Voltaic Servant. That might be just good too. Although it is on 2. May prompt him to want to try to blow it up on 2. Um, Yeah, we'll just force him to blow it up on 2 now. We'll leave 1 Steel Overseer back. This way we get a tap of the Steel Overseer. Pump up our stuff. Force them to blow it up. Get a value of 3. We keep our Power Stone Shard. Keep our Mystic Forge. Keep our Sai. Keep our tokens for the Antiquities War. So here the list is actually doing pretty good. Yep. So we gotta sack a creature. Who's all? I guess we just sack what, a Thopter? Let's see what he's got. I mean, I guess he could. We'll go ahead and pass phases. Alright, so now he doesn't have the mana to blow up the Blast Zone. So we'll go ahead and put a counter. And then we will swing out. So what's good about this is even if he does blow it up with the Blast Zone, we can still use Sai to be able to sacrifice the Overseers or something like that to be able to draw a card. So with a card on top too, that's pretty good. Too bad we don't have the land to be able to cast it at the moment. 2 damage. Next. Okay. So we'll go ahead and end the turn. We'll take Servant Will Trigger. We'll untap the Steel Overseer. So now we're starting to see the synergy of the list actually work. Luckily, I mean, we're just up against an opponent that hasn't done a whole lot. And that might be our best matchup. It's just opponents that don't do a whole lot. So, I mean... Sorry, Nicko. Yeah, alright. So, we'll go ahead and do this, and we'll sack you and you. Submit 2. We'll draw a card. And then we will also activate you. And then, do we want the Blast Zone? I don't think we want the Blast Zone. Let's go ahead and resolve that now, though. And then, I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll keep the Blast Zone. It is removal. We don't have a whole lot of removal in this list. We'll keep the Blast Zone. Pass. My turn. Alright. What do we have on top? Ooh, Guild Globe. That's good. Okay. So, Guild Globe. Draw a card. Sweet. Into Treasure Map. Yep. Go ahead and activate Treasure Map. We'll scry Scuttlement to the bottom. See if we hit something better. We hit a Karn. Should be able to cast Karn, right? No, we don't have enough mana. Okay. We will, however, Steel Overseer. So, this puts our opponent to needing a board wipe. If he doesn't have a board wipe, we win. If he does have a board wipe, then we can stabilize with Karns and Antiquities War, Treasure Maps, that type of thing. So, I'm okay with where we're at. He needs a Ritual of Soot right here to just wipe away the entire board. He has the mana for it. He just needs to be able to play it, if he has it. Even at like a... Alright, sure. Sucks it gets exiled, but... Yeah, there we go. We got it. Next turn we just swing out with a whole bunch of dorks. So, cool. Game 2. That felt pretty good with the way we have it built currently. I mean, Bag of Holding could be interesting. He's playing mono black, so he's gonna have discard. So Bag of Holding. Maybe Meteor Golem if we get to that much mana. Retributive Wand is actually kind of interesting. We can start like hitting his things for 1 damage. I guess flyers or whatever. I think maybe just go Bag of Holding. Maybe take out Manifold Key. Try it like that. I mean, that felt pretty good. Guys, just so you know, my name is Debo. You can find me over at LandSayGo.com. I'm part of a team of 3. We post new content every single weekday, sometimes on the weekends. Again, LandSayGo.com. We have a Facebook group, the Sideboard. You can also follow our Facebook page. Just, again, search LandSayGo. Twitter is at LandSayGo1, the number 1. Twitch obviously is twitch.tv/LandSayGo. And then you can also look us up on YouTube as well. Just search for, you got it, LandSayGo. All right. 3 lands, Steel Overseer, Treasure Map, Time Wipe. Time Wipe's actually going to be pretty handy here. Plus the Karn. Sure. Seems pretty good. Boo! Boo! I mean, what's he take? They can't take Steel Overseer. Treasure Map? Alright. Yeah. I mean, we'll just get down Island, I guess. He's going to have the removal spell probably for Steel Overseer, which sucks, but oh well. We'll start getting it out of his hands, I guess. 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did he mulligan? Oh no, I guess he just played a spell. Okay. Alright. Bag of Holding would have been nice. Obviously I wasn't on the play though, so. Now maybe I shouldn't have gone and brought in Bag of Holding. I could have just gotten it with Karn. Alright, what's it take now? I'd probably take Antiquities War, but he's probably going to take Karn. Yeah. I don't think that was the right decision on his part. I would have totally taken Antiquities War. I mean, there's just not that great of artifacts in the format at the moment, so Karn's not that scary. Priest, yep. Alright. Get down, we'll take Servant. Be able to activate this twice, which is pretty good. Let's go ahead and do it now. Yep. Alright. See if he tries to kill it with something. Start growing this stuff out of. I mean, this is a great synergy here. Having Steel Overseer, pump, make it, put a bunch of counters on things, untap it to do it again. That's good synergy. I like that. Our opponent's realizing that they're in a pretty tough predicament at the moment. I mean, not to mention this Antiquities War is just going to give us a ton of value next turn. So. Sure. I mean, it would have grown out of range in a turn, so I can see why he wants to do that now. Okay. That was a pretty good draw. Alright, we'll go ahead and we'll just treasure map first. Start getting down the Antiquities War stuff. I gotta be careful. I gotta start swinging and pressuring him. As much as I would love to leave up the Steel Overseer, you know, it can get past without him having to block, but he's gonna be able to start playing like creature and then kill it. So I need to be able to just start putting pressure on him as much as I would love to grow it. So that was my decision for that. Just swinging in. We do have the time wipe, and if we draw a land next turn, pretty tempted to just do it and see what he plays, but you know, bounce the Steel Overseer and just start the process all over again. Alright. Good. And the Geo, we don't need you. Jim Love. Okay, Dread Horde Invasion. This is pretty good too. Oh man, I think I just go with this again. We'll take Servant. Swing out. I could also flip the treasure map. Land at the bottom. I'm sure we'll find another one. Be able to get this flipped. Start working towards this Antiquities War. Not use the mana if we don't have to. It's gonna try to kill it. This is a pretty cool combo. Priest of Forgotten Gods with the Dread Horde Invasion. Reading my cards. Alright, pass to attackers. Just elects to not try to do that. No blocks. I guess I could have blocked. Wouldn't have made a difference. Sure. Time wipe. We already got one. Alright, Hallowed Fountain. Go ahead and Antiquities War. Ooh, alright. Firestone Shard. That's fine. We'll be able to Power Stone Shard, hopefully hit another artifact, maybe one that draws us a card into another card. Will we just draw an artifact too? I don't want to start like using this to draw cards either, because I'd rather have a bunch of 5/5s and then start drawing cards later. I mean, if they can't start pressuring our creatures, we're going to have a really good turn in 2 turns. So I'm pretty excited with where we're at. We're doing pretty good on mana. We do also have the time wipe. My turn. Sweet. Drew a land. Not great. Ooh, Mystic Forge. Yeah, we'll do that one. Play the land. Play the Power Stone Shard. Play the Mystic Forge. Sweet. Alright, got the concessions from our opponent. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to swing out with a whole bunch of damage. So, cool! We got to win! Is it 2-1 now? Alright! Alright! Doing good. Doing good. Alright. Ooh, we got a pack. And we got the bad mythic Chandra from the Planeswalker decks. It's not bad though. I'm okay. Okay, let me rephrase that. It's bad, but it could be playable in a Chandra list. The fact that it ticks up and it deals 2 damage to anything is pretty good. It is 6 mana, but we have a bunch of Chandras right now that can create a bunch of mana. So who knows? You know, maybe there's something we could do with it. And then it also has that -2, which will deal 4 damage to a creature, plus 2 damage to that creature's controller. And the -8 is can just win you the game, possibly. So let's go ahead and we'll open the pack. And we got a free pack. We got a Cavalier! Sweet. Matt passed this up in one of his drafts. We were so mad at him. So we're glad we got it. Okay. We got that. And we'll go back to our profile here. Alright. No. Oh. Wasn't too long, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish out this series. And hopefully we can squeeze out a couple of wins. And we'll do a deck wrap-up on this one. I think just overall so far, the deck needs a little bit more work for it to be competitive in standard. Right now, it feels like a tier 3 list. Maybe tier 2. I mean, it does win games, right? It does win games. So maybe tier 2, but there needs to be some serious tweaking. Like it feels like there's not a strategy that we're trying to do with this deck. It's like trying to do too much. So I think, you know, we either need to go hardcore aggro with the artifacts or try to go a little bit more controlling with the artifacts and utilize more something like the 2 Karns and the Ugins. Maybe something like the Flux Channeler to be able to proliferate a bunch of times. That might be a way we could go with the deck. We need more ways to blow up things in the main board. We don't have a whole lot of that. I think the main strategy was to try to make things big enough to where it doesn't matter. This doesn't feel right. You know, if we're going to be going like artifact themes, that's great. Artifact creature themes, that's great, but we need more artifact creatures. Like we need more Traxos. Having a 3 or 4 of Traxos in this list would be fantastic. Voltaic Servant's pretty good. Steel Overseer's pretty good. But we just need ways to be able to filter through our deck with creatures, plus be able to... okay, so we have 2 mana. Yeah, we can keep this. This is good. I just think we need to like lean more heavily into it. Like, we should be running more than just one side. We should be running like 3 sides. Maybe 2. Being able to get that constant Thopter threat on the battlefield would be really good. And then on the flip side, if we wanted to go more of like the control artifacts strategy, instead of Sai, we could be running Saheeli, which should kind of feel that same feeling for us, where we'd get more of those creatures, but then we can also use Saheeli to be able to double up our artifacts and things like that. So, put that in tapped. So now we have, golly, we've got Saphir and Void. We are against the mono red list. Okay. What would we do? Okay. Oh, red blue. We got red blue wizards. But we can go ahead and put the Void in play. District. We need 4 mana. I guess it never hurts to have District. We'll just keep it for now. It's fine. Get down, flow, roll. We'll just draw it. I have a feeling that they're going to have removal for the Steel Overseer. So I'd like to be able to get down maybe the Sai first. It'll be harder for them to remove, and then start going out with our creatures. Alright, Enigma Drake. Yeah, I guess we can just start flooding the board with... Here we can go like Power Stone Shard, get 4 mana. Next turn have 5 mana. Get down Overseer plus Psy. Oh, we do also have this another Power Stone Shard. Alright, we'll go Power Stone Shard again. We'll have Power Stone Shard again next turn, which gives us 4 mana. We can use our colorless mana to be able to cast it. I'm going to start flooding the board with Thopter tokens. Hopefully he doesn't have a Lava Coil. He might. Okay. Ooh, Mystic Forge is good too. Alright. So. 1, 2, 3. Oop. Clicked away. There we go. 3. Get down. Power Stone Shard. Get down Psy. Get down a Seal Overseer. Next turn we can do Mystic Forge plus Scuttlemutt. Seems decent. Shorter course. Okay. So the drakes are going to start growing. Hopefully we can start flooding out. If we can get 4 or 5 of these tokens, we can just start blocking their drakes. I'm wondering if this is it Phoenix list that just happens to hit drakes, or if this is just straight on blue-red. Aww. That's sad. Okay. Yikes. All the flyers. I think we just take 6 here. Because we can start chump blocking if we really need to. Ooh, time wipe? Yikes, okay. Well, maybe we just do that. Except we don't have the white mana. No! Alright. Alright, Island. Go ahead and Scuttlemutt. Get a Thopter. Forge. Get a Thopter. Alright. That is fine. I think we can just go ahead and pay the 1 life. We'll exile. See if we can't get another Thopter. Okay, sweet. So we now do have 4 Thopters, no attacks. I guess Mystic Forge. It's fine. We don't have the blue mana to be able to hold up for the Psy. It would be nice to be able to, like, time wipe, blow up their board, pick up Psy, and then just start going off again. We do also have enough blockers, so they probably won't attack. They may play out another Drake instead. If they kill Psy, then that feels bad. Our time wipe is not nearly as good. Hopefully they'll kill Psy. We'll see. I would totally like a baby Teferi here to be able to play this at instant speed, pick up Psy, and respond to a removal spell. Okay, Beacon bolts the Voltaic Servant. Then maybe Beacon bolts the Psy. Beacon bolt. I think they only run 1 of those in this list. Maybe 2. It does work really well with Crackling Drake. Not so much Enigma Drake. Pass. Go to attackers. Alright, well, I mean, we'll go ahead and take the 4 from the Enigma Drake and pass the blockers. If he's going to burn a removal spell on a Thopter to get the blowout, then he's going to feel pretty bad when I get a time out. So let's see if he beacon bolts. He might. He may also just play another Drake. He does not. Okay. Alright, well, we can play Skittering Surveyor. But I think we just... Does that do it right? Yeah. No. Yes. Yeah. Does it right. We can get it down with the Guild Globe. We'll go ahead and pick up Psy. Whoop, board. We will go ahead and crack this for... Oops. Nope. Control Z. Escape. Alright. Add 2 mana of different colors. Alright. Do blue and white. And... down Psy. Gonna counter it. Does he have a counter? Resolve. He's gonna probably pick and bolt it next turn. We'll take key. Resolve. Resolve. Alright, and then... do we want that? Probably not. Although our life total is pretty low, so we'll just leave it the way it is. Alright, next we will go to attacks. Can't really do anything. We'll end the turn. We'll take Servant will trigger. We will untap the Power Stone Shard. One of the things I'm surprised this deck isn't running is the new Saheeli. Being able to copy up your Power Stone Shards is just really powerful. Especially because you can get like Saheeli down, cast Power Stone Shard, get a Thopter, double up the Power Stone Shard. So, alright, so now we do have like chump blockers, which is pretty good. So we'll see what else we can start pulling here. We do need to be leery about the beacon bolt. Again, this is where like a main board counter spell or something like that would help, but we're not running any of those. He decides to opt, make that a 5/4. Let's hope we can piece together a bunch of artifacts to be able to get a bunch of Thopters down to be able to block this Crackling Drake. Okay, we'll go ahead and pass. Pass for our turn. Yep. Ooh, treasure map. That's good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and treasure map. Mystic Forge. Okay. I think we'll just go ahead and Skittering Surveyor and shuffle. Yeah, we'll do that. We want another white source. Take action, take the white. Play the plains. We'll go ahead and exile the lands. Mana Geode, sure. We'll scry Scuttlemutt. Do we have enough to cast that? Yeah, we do have enough to cast that. Okay. And then let's go to cast the Scuttlemutt. To a Zephyrin Void. Okay. No attacks. We're just going to have to start stabilizing here. We'll take the Void. I will, however, untap a Power Stone Shard. And this will allow us to start doing the treasure map. Could have maybe done the Mana Geode. We don't have any other mana source open, though, to be able to activate the Psy. So let's see. Is our opponent going to attack? Yep. We'll go ahead and, sure, we will pass the blocks. We will just throw everything in front of... Pass the blocks. We'll just go ahead and throw everything in front of here. If he wants to burn a bunch of burn spells on it, sure. The reason why I blocked with all 5, yep, that's right, Land Party, yeah, I blocked all 5 because he could have had a shock in hand, which would have then blown me out. So, blocking with all 5, if he shocks or lightning strikes a token, I still kill his stuff. That way he'd have to burn 2 removal spells on it. Resolve. Now he may have another Drake in hand now, which could be bad. I don't have any more flyers. So, I think I will get rid of this void though. Just put it at the bottom now. Now I'm just trying to find something like Ugin. Perfect. Ugin with the Mystic Forge is hilarious. So, go ahead and get Ugin down.
Do not defy the design.
And
Enter, dragon.
go ahead and swing out. We can use Ugin to filter. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We'll tick up Ugin. We'll filter this plains out of the way. Play the Karn? Sure.
Secrets manifest before you.
Cost 2 mana only. I'm down with that. We'll go ahead and actually take down Karn. 8. It's pretty good. Ooh, Antiquities War next turn? Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah, I think that's good. We'll go ahead and scry on our upkeep after we draw. Well, we'll do it after we draw. We'll Antiquities War, leave open the treasure map to scry. It's going to take us a couple of turns to do it anyways. Thanks, Land Party. Eat it in turn? Sure. So, alright, sweet. Our opponent gives up. Did have a Kefnet in the graveyard. Interesting. Game 2. Yeah, I think we just run it back. I mean, that felt pretty good. We can always tutor stuff up if we need to. I mean, we may want to consider bringing in Meteor Golem. Land Party, what do you think? What should we switch out, if anything? This is where I wish we had more size. We only have 1, which I think is an oversight. We should be running more. We have so many artifacts on this list. We don't have a lot of time. Let me know. What do you think? Alright, dropping Mutt in a globe. For the 2 golems. Sure. We'll do that. Yeah, that's right, Dr. Salvador. It is an oversight. There's so many artifacts in this list. I think we should have been running at least 3 size. And if we were to go like a more controlling artifact list version, we'd be running 3 Saheelis to be able to get the artifact tokens. So I think it's just an artifact, or it's just an artifact. No, it's just an oversight. There's also not enough removal in the list either. I mean, there are artifacts that can perform as removal spells, so if we were like do more of the controlling match, maybe we go that route with it. Yeah, definitely should have had 3 Antiquities War, regardless of the version that we play. Antiquities War is just so good in this list, and it hasn't been played a lot, and I think that's, yep, 4 Karn, Scion of Urza. If we were to go to more controlling route, I would say going with the more of the creators than the other Karns, but yeah. This is fine. We got 2 2-drops, 4 mana, and a 4-drop. Hopefully this can find us into other things. We'll probably get down the treasure map first before Steel Overseer. Although, comboing with Voltaic Servant is pretty awesome. Godfather statues inside. Yeah, I can see that. It is 6 mana. With an Ugin down, it's 4 mana. Yeah, if we were going to go more of the controlling route, we could go like Dampening Spheres and Amulet of Safety. The problem with like, I think Amulet of Safety is that creature tokens get ticked down, and we actually have a bunch of creature tokens, so it may not necessarily be what we want to be doing. think we're gonna go Steel Overseer. He's probably gonna burn a burn spell on it. If he does, oh well. If he doesn't, then we can get down Voltaic Key or Voltaic Servant and start ticking things up. And then if he doesn't do that, we can like untap the Steel Overseer, or we can get down Treasure Map and Voltaic Servant and start untapping that way. We've got a Karn on the way. We got a lot of things we can be doing. That's true. Amulet does shit on Hero. Yeah, so he had the removal spell. Looks like a Beacon Bolt. I think we wait on the Psy. He's gonna be prepared for it. As much as I want to get down the Psy. We'll get down, I think, Treasure Map first. The Psy's gonna be our best answer against his board of Drakes. So we need to be able to have a turn that we can play him and just like combo off and get a bunch of tokens. We only have one of them. We don't have a whole lot of ways to get him back. Ooh. God, Eternal Captain. That's pretty terrifying. Alright. Mobilize District we do not need. Put it to the bottom. Draw card. Another land. Okay. Hitting a lot of lands here. Jeez, even more lands. Yikes. I mean, I'd like to get down Karn, but man, it just starts hitting that for a ton. I think that's what we do. Just get down Karn. And tick up.
Do not talk to me of pigeons. Are you certain of your decision?
Alright, he's probably gonna give us Mana Geode instead of the Steel Overseer here. Oh, he gave us the Steel Overseer, so he's got removal for it then. Discovery side dispersal. Alright, looks like we're back. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. Well, so I lost the last round, and I'm looking into sideboard here. I just don't know what to bring in. I mean, we just don't have a... I mean, maybe the Gargoyle? As bad as that sounds. Cheapers. I just don't know. Maybe bring in a Bag of Holding over a Manifold Key. Yeah, I guess we just go like that. Sky Scanner over a Scuttlemutt. Oh. Alright, go ahead and play first. Yeah, nice and aggressive hand. We'll keep it. Alright, go ahead and play a Hallowed Fountain tapped. Sorry guys, we've been having some issues with the stream tonight. Sure, Glacial Fortress. We'll go ahead and get down. We'll go ahead and get down the Steel Overseer. Let's see if he has a burn spell for it. If he doesn't, we get to have a really good turn next turn. By Voltaic Keying, and then the turn after that, doing the Skittering Surveyor. Or just Urza's. Does he have a burn spell? I'm assuming he does. Probably a Lightning Strike, maybe a Shock. Discovery. Sweet. We get to have a really good turn. Hopefully we get to keep this around for 2 more turns, and if we do, it's going to stay around for a while. And I'll just keep pumping up my creatures with it. Like, it's... Wow. Okay, so I guess he has a burn spell in hand. Or something. I think we'll put this in tapped. No, we'll put put down the voltaic servant. And I think we're just going to go ahead and activate now. And untap the Steel Overseer. He did dump 2 into the graveyard. Maybe he has a beacon bolt. If he beacon bolts, I think it only does does damage for 2, not 3. So we'll be able to keep our Steel Overseer around for a while, which will be good. And I'll just keep pumping this guy up. This can be very hard for my opponent to kill it. So we'll just keep pumping it up more and more. Anima Drake, sure. Pass to attackers, pass to into combat. Yeah, pump it up. Ooh, Power Stone Shard too. I think we just... We'll go ahead and Karn. And...
I advise that you yield.
As much as I want to tick down, put it to 3, my opponent will be able to kill it very easily next turn. So we'll just tick up, see if we can get some card advantage for it. You can use the land, Mystic Forge to the Exile Zone. Can I play it? Nope. Alright, we'll go ahead and tick up, and I'll attack. This is a good way for us to be able to just get a bunch of value. And now we have to untap the Steel Overseer, and we'll just be able to keep pumping up this Voltaic Servant before our opponent can do anything about it. And then we'll be able to get down the Skittering Surveyor, maybe to get down the Karn Construct. Sweet, they just scooped it up. Awesome. Maybe they were flooding out pretty hard, something like that. We had a very fast start the time around. We ended up getting the win. We didn't have to worry about the turn 3 thing. So, all right. Well, that was game 4. I believe we have one more, and then after that, we'll do the breakdown of the deck, and I'll show the changes that I initially made, and probably what I would make differently now that after playing the deck versus just eyeballing it. All right, what do we got? I'm so smart. SMRT. I mean SAMRT. Anybody get that reference? Ooh, this is a good hand. Manifold Key into Steel Overseer, into Skittering Surveyor, into Mystic Forge. 3 lands plus 2 Scry lands. Count me in. Good job, Land Party. Homer Simpson. Yep, so smart. SMRT. I mean SAMRT. And into a treasure map? Yes, please. Hallowed Fountain. We do want the 4th land. We'll go ahead and keep that. Get down the Manifold Key. I think we go Steel Overseer next turn into maybe the Skittering Surveyor. We can bend that one. We're going to get another land with the Skittering Surveyor, so we don't need to necessarily get that land. Then we can start pumping things up with the Steel Overseer and start making this guy really big. For no other reason than because we can. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Sure, we'll play 2 life this time around. Surveyor. If the Overseer stays around, great. If it doesn't, oh well, that's alright. I mean, being able to just boom, 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 doing a ton of stuff like that will be pretty crazy. We do have double white. We'll just go ahead and take the plants again anyways. And then we'll pump. Got a shot. Sure. Kills the Surveyor. Okay. Makes a little bit more sense now. Still, that was probably not the one that I would have done. Especially if you had a Omnap in the field. Sure. We'll get down could get down Mystic Forge this turn. Then we'll just do Treasure Map, Overseer, and get down the Mystic Forge next turn. And that'll determine whether or not we want to put in a Hallowed Fountain tapped. Didn't I bin a Hallowed Fountain? I didn't, apparently. Okay, thought I did. No blocks. Take that. We could also just, you know, untap another artifact to start pumping this guy up too. Wow, all the Hallowed Fountains. Sweet. Well, let's go ahead and pump up. And Mystic Forge. What do we got? Karn's Bastion. Sure, we can keep that on top. We'll do this untap. And next. Next, we can start playing tap lands or something. Guess I gotta do this now. Be able to start keeping that higher. Maybe he's got another removal spell. Nope. Alright. So now we'll play Karn's Bastion. We'll take Servant. Ooh, Time Wipe. That's good. That's a good contemplation. We could swing him for 3. Start pumping things up. Yeah, I think we'll swing in this time around because we can get a double pump this turn. So I'll attack. Okay. End the turn. Untap. Resolve. Yep. Sure. Let's see what they choose.
If you
Take up.
haven't heard of me, then get ready to meet my flames.
And try to neg it. I hope they do. It'd be great. Please do. Please neg it. Neg for 3. How much is it doing it for? Alright, well, let's give it a try. Alright, did it for 5. That's fine. At least I got to pump this up a bunch of times. Makes it a little bit easier to block, that type of a thing. Too bad we couldn't have Karn's Bastion. As well. But that's okay. Maybe we can kill the Chandra next turn, see what they do at the on-map. Oh, swings in. Yeah. Okay, I'll just take it. Go down to 3. I do die to Lightning Strike. They are running Lightning Strike. Pass. Let's go ahead and Treasure Map. Time Wipe. Sure. Time Wipe. My turn. We may have any other Chandra in hand. Okay. So first off, we will next 2 attackers. Kill that.
Good luck while I'm gone.
Alright, now the fact that we drew that we're going to have this next, I think we'll just go ahead and play that out. Ooh, Karn the Great Creator. Okay. Alright, we need the... puts us down to 1. That's so bad. No, I'm not gonna risk it. Alright, we'll do this. We'll leave Karn on top. Tap target artifacts. Untap treasure map. And we'll just go ahead and do it now. Alright. Yeah, we will totally block. He's probably got best blockers. He's probably got like a lightning bolt or something like that. Or maybe a shock. If not, then we get to kill his Omnath, which is pretty good. Passive damage. Sweet. Okay. So now we get to stabilize. So this is really good. Alright. Mystic Forge. Do we time wipe? Get him off the green mana. We'll go ahead and Karn first. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I will defend my
Will neg.
My ally.
Probably Navigator's Compass to gain some life. We'll do that and cast that. There we go. Hallowed Fountain tapped. One, two, three. I think we can just. We'll just exile the Mystic Forge. We can get it back later. Alright. Oops. End the turn. Alright. No attacks in case he has hasty attackers. Like that.
Together, we will prevail. Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Yep. Pass. Alright, so this next turn will be pretty good. We will go ahead and pass the blockers. We will block. Mobilized District could be really good too. Another Mobilized District. 2 of them are not that great. Alright, we will time wipe. Yeah. Playing Mobilized District. Tick up.
Evil cannot withstand a righteous army.
And then Mystic Forge will attack. I'll attack Nissa. We have up a blocker with Mobilized District. We can also surprise untap with Manifold Key. So we've got a couple of answers here to stop the attacks. Yep. We'll wait till after he attacks.
Shall conquer you.
Pass the blocks. Yep. All right. Sweet. He did not have an answer to it. Yeah, Meteor Golem probably would have been a good one for next. I don't know. I don't know if the time wipe was overkill. I mean, killed 2 of his things, and we got to stabilize with it. So it felt pretty good. All right, so that was 5. We went 3 and 2. I think we went 3 and 2. So that's pretty good. let's go ahead and break down the deck here real quick. All right, so Nicko's deck. All right, so point of contention number one is there just wasn't enough removal in the list. When you're running things like Time Wipe as your only removal, it really hurts. It really does. If you're going to be leaning on Karn to be able to like shape your sideboard, then you need other answers in your sideboard to be able to stabilize against your opponent. So, like if we were to look at my deck list here, that I put different sideboard in place. I left the main board the same. I went to a different sideboard route. So like here I put in like 2 Grafdigger's Cages, which would have been more important in one of the matchups that we had. I put in the Immortal Sun, which hurts us a little bit, but sometimes can just completely shut down an opponent's deck. That would have been a good one. Transmogrifying Wand would have been a great answer against, say, those Drakes. The Drakes being able to just get it down, start blowing up our opponent's Drakes. I mean, we would have won that game much more easily had we been able to reliably get down a Karn the Great Creator, and then get down Transmogrifying Wand. And then with like Karn's Bastion to be able to put counters back on it, that could be really good. Magistrate Scepter, I don't know if we would have had a deck that we could have actually played this with. It's a little too slow. It costing 4 mana to activate is pretty rough. We'd have to do something like playing the Biomancer's Familiar and then using Karn the Great Creator to turn this into a creature, and then have the activation cost then cost 2 less to activate. That probably would be a way to do like the Magistrate Scepter effectively, and that might be a cool like against the odds style of deck. Chaos Wand, another type of a thing, like that would have been really good against a couple of our opponents, and also with that Biomancer's Familiar route with Karn the Great Creator could be pretty hilarious. Prismite, I don't really think I saw a need for it. This would probably be better served as like a Sorcerer's Spyglass or a counterspell or more removal, something like that. Wand of Vertebrae, kind of the same thing. I think this would have been better as removal or counterspell, Sorcerer's Spyglass. Navigator's Compass did actually do something for us. It did gain us some life. I'm okay with leaving something like that in here. However, I think a better card would be Fountain of Renewal. It gains us incremental life, plus we can sack it to draw a card. Sure, the Compass can help us fix our mana, but we didn't seem to be like that off of mana. So I don't know. Having another Manifold Key in the sideboard, I think, is a little greedy. That's the same as it is in both decks. Again, we weren't hitting a lot of removal. If we were instead going to be running something like Sphere of Safety or Amulet of whatever it was, like or a Dampening Sphere or Amulet of Safety, that might be a better place for instead of this Manifold Key, because we just didn't really bring it in with against anything. Bag of Holding, I think is an okay card. It's decent against like control matchups because it comes down on turn 1, plus it gives you an incremental card advantage. However, I think that we should instead probably be running it main board instead of in the sideboard, and we should be running maybe 3 copies of it, something like that. The other thing too is if we do that, we can also build around it a little bit more, and we can use things like Tormenting Voice to kind of cycle through our decks a little bit more or something like that. We have answers, right? We have things that we could do. Pattern Matcher, never really had an instance for me to be able to bring it down. This probably would have been just better in the main board, to be honest. Just run it main as an artifact creature, and if we're going to be going with this real aggressive strategy with like Psy and Voltaic Servant and I guess Skullmat, I mean there's probably a better answer. Skittering Surveyor is okay. What was it? We had Traxos. I would love to have seen 3 Traxos. We only got to play it once, and even then it didn't really do much for us. We're running the Steel Overseer. We just don't have a lot of creatures to be able to really utilize with this kind of stuff. So having ways for us to be able to have more creatures out with something like the pattern matcher would be really great. Another addition that could be really good in this list is something like Mishra's self-replicator. We're casting a bunch of historic spells, so being able to pay 1, because we're gonna have a lot of mana, right? We're running Power Stone shards, things like that. So if we're doing that, we could then be paying 1, get another replicator. Next turn we pay 2, we get 2 more replicators, and we just flood the board with replicators. That could be a good answer, especially since we're running the Steel Overseer. All of a sudden these things are become like 3/3s, 4/4s, 5/5s, 6/6s, and we're getting a ton of them, right? So that could be like a good addition into the list. Maybe alongside Traxos or something like that. If we want to keep things a little bit lower, sure, I understand. So I don't know. That's just kind of like where I'm thinking with it. Another thing that could be pretty decent in a list like this is also if we go like Jeskai, we could be running like Joyra. You know, the only reason why we're running white is time wipe. That's the only reason why. There's no reason why we could be doing blue-red, because we also have that land that allows us to tap, or I'm sorry, the enchantment Storm the Vaults. Whenever a creature deals damage to an opponent, we create an artifact, treasure, which then helps us with a bunch of the other game plans that we're trying to do. And Tukudi's War could be working alongside with that. I think it's just a little ambitious to be only running time wipe in a list like this. Heck, even like Teshar could be an excellent addition into a list like this, because all of our spells are historic. So we cast it, and we can start getting back our Steel Overseers that get blown up. We can start getting back our Surveyors to start getting more lands. Start getting back our other things to be able to just start, get incremental recursion value. So I think there's some things that we could be doing in the main board here that could be a lot better. Icon of Ancestry, naming construct. Yeah, I mean, again, there's not a ton of constructs, unfortunately. If we're going to be doing the construct plan, we should be building more around the construct plan. Like we have Guardian of Kolios. Sure, it's a common. It's 5 mana. It's a 4/4 though, right? But the thing is we can return another historic permanent that we control to our hand. So we could go and reset like a Karn. We could go and reset Skittering Surveyor. We can go and reset the Thopter that draws us card when it enters the battlefield. There's a bunch of things we could do. We could be, if we're going to be running white, maybe board the Weatherlight. Being able to dig 5 deep to be able to find something would be a good option. Since we're running all these artifacts, something like Daring Archaeologists, right? It enters the battlefield, we get back an artifact from our graveyard to our hand. We can then, whenever we cast an historic spell, we put a +1/+1 counter on it. This seems like a great list for something like this. Another thing that we have too, we have like the new Cavaliers, right? So like Cavalier of Dawn. We can make use of the artifacts. We can blow up our own artifacts. When it dies, we can return an artifact to our hand. Something like that could be really good in a blue-white version of this list. Plus, it's 5 mana instead of 7 mana to get down for the Meteor Golem, right? So there's I think a couple of things we could do. If we're going to be going this route too, we would need to have a little bit different of a mana base, because it'd be hard to get the 3 white mana. I can concede that, but I think there's also we should be maybe running fewer mobilized districts and more blast zones. I think that is a huge oversight, considering that we just aren't we don't have enough removal in this list. So having 1 blast zone and 2 time wipes, and that's all of our removal. That's it. So we need more. Or we go more heavily into the aggressive creature route. So that's my takeaway from this list. It was kind of fun to play. I'm not gonna dog it saying it wasn't fun to play. There were some cool lines we got to do. There's some really cool synergy with like Voltaic Servant and getting down I don't know, like a Traxos or Steel Overseer and being able to untap it, or a Voltaic Servant and be able to untap our Power Stone shards or our treasure maps. I mean, there's a lot there that we can be doing. Not to mention the ability to get down an Ugin, and then a lot of our stuff becomes like 1 or 0 mana. That's really good. Getting down, we should be running more than 1 side. We've been saying that a couple of times. 3 sides would be good. If we're going to go more like the controlling artifact route, we could be doing something more like the Saheeli and be able to use Saheeli to copy our other artifacts. I mean, there's a lot of things that we could be doing to really play with this. If we also wanted to go blue-black with it, we do also have the new Tezzeret. We have also the old Tezzeret from the last core set. Both of those would be great answers to go into this list as well. In fact, that old Tezzeret one, which is would have been drawing us 2 or 3 cards a turn, right? Plus creating Thopters for us. I think that's an oversight not having it in this list either. Like, even if we're not going to go the blue-black route, the mono blue one would have been really good. So I think this deck needs to have a little bit of a revisit. I'm also kind of surprised we're not running 4 of the Guild Globe, being a 2-mana draw card. There's just a couple of things that I would change about the list, but other than that, I think it was still pretty fun to do. So Nicko, hopefully I didn't lambaste you too much. Do feel free, to drop me a comment. Let me know like what your thought process was, what you think, let me know what you were thinking when you were building the list. Did you get the chance to play it beforehand? Have you gotten a chance to play it since then? Let me know like how it all worked. Anyways, guys, my name is Debo over at LandSayGo.com. We like to review our community submissions. We also post new decks and new articles and new podcasts. If you like podcasts, look us up. The main phase, it's everywhere. And we have a YouTube channel. Just search for LandSayGo. Facebook, search for LandSayGo, or the Sideboard. The Sideboard's our Facebook group. We also have a Twitter at LandSayGo1. And then also, just again, LandSayGo.com. I'm part of a team of 3, and we are always trying to do things that are standard focused or formats that are round standard. It looks like Historic's gonna be kind of popping up as a standard extended, and we'll probably starting to dip our toes into that. Brawl is starting to get more support, so we'll start dipping our toes more into Brawl, and that's kind of our niche, right? That's what we like to do. So hit us up on our website. We love to see these community deck tech lists. Please hit us more whenever you get one. If you want a good review, hit us up there. Hit us up on Facebook if you want some like instant speed replies for what to change in your sideboard or anything like that. We have like a track record of 11 minutes before we actually reply back, something like that. It's fast. It's really fast. But in any case, guys, I'm Debo at LandSayGo.com. It's getting a little bit late. I appreciate you guys coming out and checking out the stream, and we'll talk to you soon.